Hello math learners, so welcome to our mathematics channel, MATH-JASTIN's Mathematics Lessons and Techniques. So now we're going to proceed in our lesson 8 in our pre-calculus, and it's all about the angles in a unit circle. So I'm sure that angles is already familiar to all of you because that's already discussed nung kayo ay mga elementary pa lang yata, no? And especially in circle. So in this lesson, paano ba natin ano to? Na ano ba kinalaman ni angles kay circle at ano naman kinalaman ni circle kay angles. Ngayon, pagsasamahin natin sila ngayon. Okay? So, let us begin. So, in angle measure, an angle is formed by rotating a ray about its endpoint. So, okay, ayan yung angle. So, an angle is said to be positive if the ray rotates in a counterclockwise direction. Ang counterclockwise pag ganire, pag positive angle. And the angle is negative, it rotates in a clockwise direction. Ito kung makikita nyo, punta rito. Okay? Refer to the figure below. How will you differentiate the initial side of an angle from the terminal side? Okay, sa positive angle, the terminal side ay nasa taas. Pataas, di ba? Ito naman, pababa. Okay. Mas magigets nyo siya kung ito ay nakalagay sa anyong Cartesian plane. Yes, gagamit tayo ng Cartesian plane. Ayan. Mas malalaman nyo. Okay? Diba kung sa Cartesian plane, sige mamaya explain natin. So, in standard position, so masasabi nating standard position ng isang angle kung ito ay naka-drone sa XY plane or Cartesian plane with its vertex at the origin. So, dapat ang vertex natin ay nasa origin or point 0, 0. And its initial side on the positive x-axis. Dapat nasa positive x-axis. Alam niyo siguro yung x and y coordinates. Yung horizontal dyan, yan yung abscissa, at yung vertical, yun yung ordinate or the y-axis. Okay, naka-ano siya sa x-axis, kaya masasabi natin ito ay nasa standard position. So, seeing the illustration to the right, and note that the angle alpha, beta, and theta in the following figure are angles in standard position. Okay, by the way, so in calculus or pre-calculus, basic calculus or differential or integral, instead of using letters by representing its measure in angle in analytical geometry, we rather use the Greek letters. Okay? Mapapansin nyo. Hindi po yan A, alpha. Nakaganyan yan eh. Ganyan. Basta yung may buntot. Okay? And ito yung merong lawit dito, that is beta. At syempre yung 0 o yung O na may line na ganyan, that's called theta. And ngayon, ito pansinin natin ngayon, naka-standard position siya. Ito yung sa angle alpha, that's obtuse, reflex dito sa and negative angle. As long as lahat na naka-standard position, even this sa angle alpha ay angle beta. Bakit? Kasi as long as their vertex in the origin sorry, and the initial side is in the positive x-axis, let's still consider that the angle is in the standard position. Okay, ito na nga yung sasabi natin sa quadrants. Kanina yung na-explain ko rito, dito. Ngayon, paano po natin masasabi na ito positive angles and negative? Sabi sa counterclockwise, positive angle. So, magsisimula dito sa 0. Siyempre, ang pagmumulan niyan is positive. Positive area. Diba? Ganun lang. And ito na, by angle ha. Then, dito naman, ito technique lang para malaman nyo lang. Ha? Technique lang yung sinasabi ko rito. Para malaman nyo yung sa counterclockwise that is positive, paano po nag-isa positive. At yung sa clockwise, bakit po negative. Ito na yung na-explain ko. So, nagsimula siya sa positive area. And ito naman, simula siya sa negative area. Dito, sa ano ito. Okay? So, that's why that the positive angle when the terminal side moves counterclockwise and negative kapag clockwise. Yung clockwise, alam niyo siguro ano sa orasan, hindi ba? Kapag counterclockwise, yun yung sa timer, di ba? Yun po. Okay, proceed na tayo. To solve for coterminal angles, okay, for solving in counterclockwise, you are going to subtract the value of theta, to add rather, the value of theta in 360 degrees. In clockwise, you are going to subtract. No matter how many times you subtract or you add it to 360, as long as you got the correct angle given. Okay. To measure angles, we use degrees, minutes, seconds, and radians. Generally, there are three standard methods of measuring angles in the revolution system, sexagesimal system, and the radian system. Okay, if when we say revolution system, so number of rotation of fractional part of a rotation is counted from the initial sides of an angle to its terminal side. One full rotation is equivalent to one revolution or 360. In one revolution, that is equivalent to 360. Kung isosolve niyo yan, yet you're going to multiply 360 if that is counterclockwise. If clockwise, you are going to subtract, to multiply to negative 360. Mamaya explain natin yan for para sa malawak na explanation. So, sexagesimal system. Basic unit is degree. Okay? A central angle of a circle measures 1 degree written this. Ayan. And if its intercept 1 over 360 of the circumference of the circle. 1 minute written 1, ayan, may apostrophe. Kapag naman, paano po pag seconds? Ay di dalawa. Parang ano ba tawag dito? So, this is called, kapag, paano po pag seconds? Again. So, 1, di ba ganito kapag minute? That is called apostrophe. Kapag ganito naman, that is called, since isang ganito lang naman ang ano natin, that is called the right quotation mark. Okay, right quotation mark. Kapag quotation mark, ano yan? Dalawa yan eh. Nagbanggit lang ako. Okay, yun po sa seconds. And is 1 over 60 of 1 degree. While 1 second written 1 degree is 1 over 60 of 1 minute. Okay, next. So we have radian system. When we say radian system, it provides link between the measures of an angle and the length of an arc of a circle. Central angle of the unit circle that intersects an arc of the circle with length 1 unit is said to have a measure of 1 radian. So that is written 1 rad. Okay. So para sa explanation, so let us proceed. Solve problem. So sa example 1 natin, so identify the terminal side of an angle. So ano po ang actually, this is our, remember, this is our initial side. So, ang terminal side nyo, ito. So, terminal side of an angle in standard position. So, given the following measures. In 135 degrees, so your terminal angle is side OC. Ito ha. Okay. Next, in negative 335, so invert. So, invert lang natin. Ito yun. Okay. Next, negative 90, so we have side OE. Okay ha? Tandaan nga pala. Di ba papunta rito, meaning that is positive angle kapag dito ay negative angle. Okay, remember. Okay, sa 35 degree ito, sa 135 degree OC, OD kapag negative. So, in-invert. So, in short, in-invert lang natin. Technique lang yun, ha. Pero kung di nyo carry yung technique, ano yung isa? Counterclockwise and clockwise. Okay? So, 405, so side OB. So, meron po ano yan? That you're going to subtract or add, alin man sa dalawa, Basta yung magiging between 0 to 360 siya. Okay? So, next. Example 2. So, find the measure of angles in revolutions in degrees for each rotation. So, in given A, so we have 2/3. So, that its rotation is counterclockwise. So, now that you're going, basic lang to sa totoo lang yung revolutions. Okay, kapag counterclockwise, i-multiply nyo yung fraction sa positive 360. Kapag clockwise, negative. Okay? So, ngayon, minultiply nyo to, kahit i-calculate nyo na lang. Okay. So, kung i-multiply nyo to, di ba, magiging 720 degrees divided by 3. Ito lang din ang sagot nyo. Okay? Now, paano kapag ganire? Revolution, mixed numbers siya, clockwise. So, dito, base sa makikita nyo, 2 revolutions, dalawa. So, you are going to, since clockwise, multiply nyo siya sa negative 360, yung 2 revolutions. And ganun din dito, i-multiply nyo. At ito ang magiging sagot nyo. We have negative 935. Ngayon, meron akong another technique. Ganito ang technique natin. 'Di ba? Ganito ang ginawa. Kung natatandaan nyo pa yung lesson nyo nung kayo'y nasa elementary, when you multiply a number, mixed number to whole number, so una, gagawin muna natin ito improper. So, multiply and add. So, 5 times 2 is 10. So, we have 13 over 5. Tama? So, ito sulat natin. 13 over 5. Multiply, since clockwise, so we have negative 360 degrees. So, okay, tatype natin sa ating calculator. So, ano po magiging... Ngayon, nagets na ano po natin yan. So, again, kaya po naging 13/5. Okay, ang ano po natin sa improper to mixed number fraction by conversion, so you are going to multiply the denominator to a whole number and add the result to numerator. So, kaya po naging, so 10 plus 13 is equal to 13. So, copy the denominator lang naman. No? So, by the way, hindi pala to 935. So, sorry, maliit eh. So, that is, ngayon, ang magiging sagot nyo ngayon, ganun lang din, same as lang din sa naging given. Okay? Sa given answer ng example 2. Sorry. That is negative 936. 36 to Sorry. Mukhang 5 eh. Okay. Next. Example 3. So, convert the measures of the angles in decimal degrees to minute-second measures. Okay. Ngayon, pinaghiwalay natin yung whole number ng decimal at sa decimal places nito. Okay. Ngayon, so, syempre, ito i-convert nyo. Minute-second. Okay. So, we have 0.15 degree. So, ilang minuto meron tayo? How many minutes we have in 1 degree? We have 60 minutes. Okay? So, wala naman tayong another decimal dito. So, ayan po ang ating sagot. So, paano po pala naging 9? So, 0.15 times 60 is 9. Okay? Yan lang. O, diba? Oh, yung 1 degree, syempre, di ba may 1 dyan? So, simplify nyo, 9 divided by 1, 9. Baka may umapila eh. Okay, example 4. So, baliktad naman. So, convert the minute-second measures of the angle into decimal degree. Okay. Ngayon, kung mapapansin nyo, ito naman. Yung minute-second result, so, how many minutes, how many minutes in 1 degree? So we have 60. And how many seconds in 1 degree? So we have 3,600. So seconds na, di ba? And this is 30. In 1 degree, we have 60. So That is already degree, kaya 1 yan. 1 yung ilalim niya at nakasimplify siya as ganire. So, i-add nyo na lang yan using your calculator at ito rin naman ang result. Na-try na natin yan sa calculator before, kanina. Okay, next. Converting degree to radian naman tayo and vice versa. To convert a degree measured to radian, multiply it by pi over 180 degrees. And ngayon naman, kung radian to degree, so baliktad lang. Kabaliktaran lang nito, reciprocate. Ayan. Now, example 1. Express 75 degrees and 240 degrees in radians. So, ngayon, minultiply na. So, we have 75 pi over 80. So, lowest term, ito. And same as nandito. Okay, multiply, then simplify, ganun lang. Paano po simplify? Lowest term. Okay. So, paano po siya naging, ano? Diba? Their common factor is 15, their GCF. So, kaya po naging. Next, dito naman, kabaliktaran naman. Ngayon, radian to degrees. Okay, so ngayon, ano yung kinancel out natin yan? So, 180 divided by 8, ito ang lalabas. So, di ko masyado na ni computation kasi pwede naman tayong gumamit ng calculator, di ba? Since calculus ito. So, cancel lang natin ito, then, after you multiply and divide it to 6, excuse me. Okay, in coterminal angles, the two angles in standard position to have terminal side are called coterminal angles. Note that the degree numbers of coterminal angles differ by multiples of 360 degrees. So, two angles are coterminal if and only if their degree measures differ by 360k, where k is an element of z. Similarly, two angles are coterminal if and only if their region numbers differ by 2 pi k, where also k is an element of z. So for quick illustration, to find one coterminal angle whose measure 410 degrees, subtract 3,600 from 410 degrees, resulting in 50. Okay. Ayun. In example 1, so for the angle, teka lang. So by the way, meron tayong nakalimutan dito, teka. Okay, dito, ay sabi rito, 360 degrees pa to hindi pala 3,600. Okay. Ngayon, paano, ilang beses nyo po siya isusubtract sa 360 para mag-result ng 50? So, isang beses lang. So, 410 minus 360 is equal to 50. Okay, tama. Ito. Isang beses nyo siya i-multiply. Okay. Oh, proceed tayo dito. So, find the angle of coterminal with negative 380 degrees that has measure. So, letter A dapat ay naka-between siya from 0 to 360. And that is also between, sa B, is between negative 360 and 0. Okay, in your solution, so, a negative angle moves in a clockwise direction and the angle negative 360 lies in fourth quadrant. Okay, ngayon, ang una natin dito is between 0 to 360. Kayo bahala kung ilang beses siya i-multiply sa 360. Ay, ilang beses, i-add pala rather. I-add sa 360 or isusubtract. Since addition to, siyempre kailangan natin analyzation. So, ito nakuha natin. So, ano po? Ang 340 ay between sa 0 to 360. So, tama lang. And dito naman, so we got, so i-add lang natin siya ng isang beses. So, we have negative 20 degree. And that's and that is between negative 360 and 0 degrees. And example 2, next. Tell whether these pairs of angles, so we have A, so ang pairs niya, so we have 480 and 120 degree. And sa set B naman, we have the pairs of negative 750 degree and negative 30 degrees are coterminal. if the difference between two angles A minus B is a multiple of 360. Okay. So, ngayon, ito yung naging result natin. Ito yung i-demonstrate. So, that's the multiple of 360. Pareha sila multiple. So, kapag ina niya, we have 1. Ito naman, negative 2. Still, they are multiple of 360. Example 3, suppose ray ON is the terminal side of the angle MON, and which is in standard position. Find the measure of angles coterminal with angle MON under the given notation. So now, two rotation counterclockwise and one rotation clockwise. Okay, so ito yung given natin. Let's say this is M-O-N. M-O-N. Okay. So, ngayon, we have, two rotations. So, dalawang beses siya yan sa 360. Plus 50 is equal to 770 degrees. No? And, our B, isang clockwise. So, negative 360 plus 50 is we have negative 310 degrees. Next. Example 4. So, find two coterminal angles, one positive and one negative for the angle negative 360 degrees. Okay. So, one positive and one negative. So, you are going to add and subtract negative 60 to 360. So, 360 minus 60 is equal to 300, and negative 60 minus 360 is equal to negative 20 degrees. So, yun po. Next, example 5. Find the coterminal angle beta where 0 degrees, where the beta is between 0 and 360 degrees. For the following angles in standard position, so in your alpha, so we have 1000 degree. And your gamma, this is gamma, no? We have negative 120. Okay. We have 1000 degrees. So, para po siya mag-between sa 360. So, dalawang beses lang. Kapag tinatlo nyo yan, baka hindi na mag-between yan. Magiging between to negative 360 to 0 yan. So, ang given lang naman natin is from this to this. Between this to this. Okay. 280 is the between 0 and 360. So, tama lang. Ito naman, so, add nyo na siya isang beses at ito ang lumabas. So, tama lang din. Okay. Example 6. In which quadrant does the angle negative 50 lie? So, okay. The angle lies in quadrant 4. Okay. Tama lang. So, in-add nyo siya. So, 310. So, alam niyo, so, sa fourth quadrant kasi is from 70 through 270 degrees to 360 degrees. So, that lie to quadrant 4. Okay. So, maybe I will discuss this in my next video. The arc and length of a sector. So, masyado na rin tayo mahaba. Abot tayo na kalahating oras nito. So, see you in my next video.